In this method, I'm going to show you how to put an angle on your build plate so your resin drips off the bottom of the vat. You're probably familiar with, no matter how long you let this sit, and when you try taking it out, it's going to drip resin all over the place. It's because it's laying level and all the resin is not dripping off. It's just hanging there because it's kind of thick sometimes, and it'll just have little bubbles all about it. Now I have this this leveler on here, and it has the bubble in the middle. It means my build plate is flat. Okay, I put this on here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So we need to put this plate in an angle. So what I'm going to do is, I already did, is you loosen up this knob here much as possible, so you're going to have some play in it. Alright, I'm letting you know I'm using an Anycubic Photon M3, and this may apply for different printers. So we need to, see how much play we can move with it, left to right, front to back. So we can go like this. You can see the bubble right there when it moves, and I bring it down, then it goes back again. So we'll do it again, and you can do it for the other side. Alright, so basically what we want to do is, I have a Allen wrench key here, and I'm going to insert it into one angle and to put it in a bind right here. So we can get this up here so you can kind of see. Alright, then you can see the bubble right there. If you need to tighten a little bit, that's fine. Okay, so the bubble's up, we have an angle going down here. You notice on the vat, this is where it's got that little bevel that comes out here. I think it's best to have it drip towards that direction. Alright, now you notice that I'm using an Allen wrench here, so basically it's thin and it's putting the high spot way at the very end. Okay, that's very important. If I put a flat piece of metal in here, this will no longer become the high spot. Let's say I have it about finger width right here. This becomes the high spot now instead of over on this side. So keep in mind, we want to keep the high spot and keep something thin and tight as possible. So with that said, I'm using this piece of metal because if you use like plastic or something and try to wedge it, moving in and out, you could knock off some debris off it. When it starts scraping back and forth, that will get in your resin. So I'm going to put it back like this, and on this build plate, it's got an angle going up and a pitch and down, kind of like a roof does, not quite so steep. So if I do front to back on this, what will normally happen is this side will drip and this side will start turning level. So that's not going to work on this, okay? Or if I do it vice versa. Now if this build plate on the top was completely flat, I wouldn't have that problem. And you can find different wedges if you want to do it that way, by tipping it and putting a wedge in the backside, or vice versa. I notice on this one here, if you push it back hard enough and just tighten that knob a little bit, it'll stay in that angle.